level, moments away. And they're off here. Clean start by all crews.
Duke pushing up to an early lead here, sitting up a seat up on Kansas A. Clemson about half a length down on Duke, who is still sitting in the lead here, just off to the start.
37.5 for Duke. Duke coming off the start through the first 250 at about 38 strokes a minute. Sitting about 4 seats up on the field. They've lengthened out to a nice base rhythm at 34 strokes a minute. And they're sitting up still about 4 seats on the rest of the field. Iowa in the far lane now pushing up into second place. We're about 300 meters into the race here. And Duke, nice long rhythm here, is still stretching out. But Iowa on the far side is making a good push.
We have a good race for third here as well. Kansas A, about 2 seats up on Clemson. They're sitting in third and fourth respectively. Kansas B is also almost even, maybe a seat down on Kansas A. They have Iowa pushing them in front. It's still Duke in the lead here, Iowa in second, Kansas A, followed by Kansas B, Clemson, Buffalo, and Purdue.
And through the 500 meter mark, Iowa making a nice push. Through the 500 is around 1 minute 44 seconds for the lead crew. Clemson pushing into a strong fourth position, but challenging for third. 32 strokes a minute for Clemson, pushing up in the third place. Now Iowa almost level with Duke here for the lead. Duke still at 34 strokes a minute. Coming up on the 750 meter mark, Duke is about a deck up on Iowa and about a length up on the rest of the field. Through 750 meters here. Beautiful flat conditions. And Iowa and Duke out for the lead. Clemson about 1 length behind Duke here.
Really good race here still for third. Kansas A and Kansas B. Kansas A is 2 seats up. And Duke looking strong here, still holding a lead over Iowa. Iowa and Duke first and second here. Kansas A just took a nice move, sitting about a half a length up on Kansas B. Clemson almost bow to stern, sitting in fifth to Kansas A here.
And as we pass through the 1,000 meter mark, 3:32 is the time for the Hawkeyes, who have now edged into first place, pretty even with Duke. And Duke rating now 32.5, look to be stroke for stroke with Iowa. And Kansas A now edging up into the stern of Duke and Iowa, sitting in a strong third position. Clemson about a length behind Kansas, stroking 33 strokes a minute. We're coming up on 1,250 meters gone, and Iowa is now pressing away from Duke. They might have a seat on Duke now. Through 1,250 meters, both lead crews have moved slightly away from both Kansas boats. Now there's a little bit of open water between the first and second and the third and fourth place crews. Duke at 35, trying to stick with Iowa on the far side. Iowa has a nice, strong 33.5. I would say the lead crews are almost level depending on the surge right now, but have to give the edge to the Hawkeyes from Iowa over on the far side with probably a deck advantage coming into the last 500 here. 5 minutes 21 seconds into the 1500. Just 500 meters to go here.
Iowa still holding about a seat lead on Duke, and Kansas A and Kansas B are battling it out for third. Kansas A probably has a seat on Kansas B, and a really great race for third here. Iowa and Duke, seat for seat almost. Iowa might have a seat advantage coming in almost to the last 250. The buoys are going to change to red, and that will be go.
Duke now upping the rate to 37. We'll see if Iowa can hold them off. Iowa at 35, stroke for stroke as they enter the red buoys. Kansas A and Kansas B also pushing hard and third and fourth, and Clemson is making a late charge to try to get into those Kansas boats. And Duke 37.5 looking smooth, jumping off the front end of the stroke and trying to get to the line ahead of the Hawkeyes. The Hawkeyes are now rating 40 strokes a minute, and it's going to be too close to call from our vantage point. But it looks like Duke is really accelerating well to the line. Just a few strokes. And there's the first horn. Unofficially around 7:13 for the winner. We'll have to check with the judges to see who won that one. Very exciting race here on the first race of our March 22nd Clemson races here.